Hi, boys and girls. I'm here to talk with you on why do people read? This was our big discussion today if you missed our live meet. So we talked a lot about why people read. There are millions of reasons why people read. Let's think and talk about it. So in class today, we talked about social media that people use, read to talk to one another on social media, to get news, to read their mail and pay their bills, also to follow directions, to travel, and also to learn about different things out there in the world, some science facts, math, reading. You need to know how to read so you can stay informed, especially knowing how to drive. You need to know how to read to drive. You have to read those road signs out there. We also talked about why do people read? They read to learn. People read to learn, and learning is a very important part of becoming who you are and who you're meant to be. The more you read, the more you understand about life and the world around you. Basically, reading makes you smart. Reading makes you super smart, and it'll help you go places. Remember, you go to school and you learn so you can grow up and be the best person you can become. So why do people read? Well, to communicate. And we talked about this a little bit in the first slide. Texting, Facebook, letters, email, notes, cards from your uncles and aunts on your birthday. If you want to enjoy all those things in life, you have to know how to read. Reading is life. Why do people read? Well, for money and for work. Most jobs require reading. Yes, actually, all jobs require some sort of reading. And to have a really good job, you need to be a really good reader. And you can be. And you can become a person like the adults in these photos out there helping the community go round, working like a well-oiled machine. Why do people read? Well, because it's fun, duh. A lot of people read because it's fun. A lot of people read picture books or chapter books, anything that makes that fire inside them just burn and come to life. So you need to find out what you like to read and who you are as a reader. Why do people read for fun? Because reading is super fun. It's like watching a movie in your mind. It takes you to places that you've never been before or probably can't go. It also can take you back in time. It can take you to the future if you read science fiction books. So next time you read, I want you to try to imagine what is happening in the story. Like it's a movie in your mind. It's called visualizing. You're visualizing what is happening in the story. It's like the pages and the words are coming to life in your mind. Great people read. So people who become great first learn to read, like Dr. Martin Luther King here. He won the Nobel Peace Prize. I bet he couldn't have won that if he didn't know how to read. This is a great video I'm going to show you. It's Will Smith, and he's one of my favorite motivational speakers. Remember, he is the one that I said my favorite quote about growth mindset. If you can't beat the fear, do it scared. Just make sure you do it because you could miss out on something. Well, he has a great motto for reading. He said there's two keys in life, and running and reading. So I'm going to let you watch this video with me.
Running and reading. All right? Now listen, very serious. The key to life is running and reading. All right? Now, why running? When you're running and you're out there and you're running, there's a little person that talks to you. And that little person says, oh, I'm tired. My lungs are about to pop. Oh, I'm so hurt. I'm so tired. There's no way I could possibly continue. And you want to quit, right? That person, if you learn how to defeat that person when you're running, You will learn how to not quit when things get hard in your life. Running, all right? That's the first key to life, all right? Reading. The reason that reading is so important. There have been millions and billions and billions and gazillions of people that have lived before all of us. There's no new problem you could have with your parents, with school, with a bully, with anything. There's no problem you can have that someone hasn't already solved and wrote about it in a book. So the keys to life are running and reading.
Absolutely. Keys to life. The most important thing I love about that story that he's telling, or examples that he's giving, is that voice inside your head that tells you can't do things, you have to defeat that voice, especially when it comes to learning to read. You have to defeat that voice. And like he said, if you can defeat that voice, you can do anything. That's why it's important. All right, I'm going to share with you some of my favorite books. So I'm going to come up here and make my face a little bit bigger. I'm going to delete that screen. Okay, so some of my favorite books. When I was a little girl, your age, when I was in 3rd grade, I was in the dramatic reading club. I love poetry. Poetry is my favorite. I love poetry because of the rhythm and rhyme, and I love music so much. And to me, reading poetry is like listening to a song that I love. And Shel Silverstein, he's one of my favorite children's poetry writers. He is a great author and he's a great illustrator. And I love art. Look at all of his great art. When I was a kid, I used to try to draw his art. I just love his anthologies. An anthology is a collection of poems. Listen to this one. This one's really funny. You have to listen to this one. It's called Hot Dog. I have a hot dog for a pet, the only kind my folks would let me get. He does smell sort of bad, and yet he absolutely never gets the sofa wet. That's funny because dogs sometimes could probably go on the sofa. We have a butcher for a vet, the strangest vet you ever met. Guess we're the weirdest family yet to have a hot dog for a pet. And also, when I was a 3rd grader, I was in a club called the Dramatic Reading Club, and I got to, I won 2nd place in a contest for reading poetry out loud, and it was like one of my best elementary school memories. Love poetry. Other books that I love reading scary stories because I think they're kind of funny. Some of these are really, really, really corny and funny. So I love scary stories, but I also love Goosebumps books. I don't have a Goosebumps book here with me, but when I was in 4th grade, I remember I used to get in trouble for reading in class because I just got so lost in those books. I would kind of try to hide them under my desk and I would read and my teacher would go, "Hey, put that book away." I just loved Goosebumps books. I don't know if you like Goosebumps, but you should check them out. I also like books that tell you jokes. And I use this book a lot. It's the crazy book of Would You Rather questions. And this is what I use to make our morning meet questions. There's some really gross ones in here that I don't think I'm going to post online. So, but if you want to find out what those are, for like $4. It was $4. It was $3.99. I love book deals. So, what you're going to do, and what we did already live, is you're going to get out your writer's notebook and you're going to take this reading survey in here. You're going to take this reading survey. And on this reading survey, there are questions. And you see that the questions have numbered answers. So you're going to circle the one that matches you. And then you're going to go back and you're going to add up all of the numbers. So you should have 6 numbers at the end of this. You're going to add up all those numbers. So you got to pick one answer for number 1, pick one answer for number 2, one answer for number 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then you take those numbers, see how there's numbers where the answers are? You're going to take those numbers and you're going to add them up. And it's going to tell you what kind of reader you are. You might be a reader who is an engaged reader. So if you are, just keep on reading. But you might be a reader who's looking for a book hook, and that's okay. You're just looking for a book that really, really sparks your interest. Or you might have under 14 points, which you just haven't found the right books yet. You're still searching, and that's fine too. We need to get to finding the books that you love. So this is what you need to do if you did not do this in class with me today. So send me a message with your score. I would love to know what kind of reader you are. Don't forget to send me a message. Bye.